your right needle, and you're going to put it on your needle, and you're going to tighten it around your needle. Not so tight that you can't move it, okay? You want it to be a little bit loose so that you can move it on your needle, okay? And we're going to cast on 20 stitches. And the way that you do that is you take your yarn and you make a loop, and then you put it onto your needle, okay? And we're going to do that 20 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And those of you that have knitted before, if you're sitting next to somebody who's struggling, try to help them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, who needs help?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have your stuff now?
Yeah, I do. I'm struggling with it.
So it's just,
Oh, it's just like that. Okay, I thought you were doing the same thing. Okay. Thank you.
anybody else?
Are all the links on Canvas?
Okay. Adrian, it's so when you make your loop like this, you put it on like that.
Is there supposed to be like a line? No. I've never been able to.
What's that?
Is it supposed to be like
Yeah, so what you want to do, so as you're stacking up your casting on your stitches, you want to put all these bumps lined up on your bottom. Okay?
Loops forward and back. And back.
Just like
Things I do
You
to
see?
make flowers.
So it goes over and back in between
Cool.
the thing and
It's
the
just
seam.
hard.
And then you can do that again. So like you hold it like this. Hold it here.
So make a loop.
And then I do what you just did.
But you want to twist.
Oh yeah, and then twist.
I didn't realize.
So you rotate and you come back.
Thank you. There we go.
There.
Good helping each other, you guys.
Nice.
Good job.
You can have that under you.
I've never started my own.
But like,
Okay, I'm just gonna wait till everybody gets to the same place. Is it helpful to see it big like this? Can you actually see what's happening?
Yeah.
I think that if these are actually a good size, if I use these ones, they're like too big, and then it gets like abstracted, and then it's like, what's actually happening? This seems to be good.
so hold it like this.
Only problem is I can't tape because I also have to do it.
Yeah, and then the next thing.
You don't need to
And
take
I can
You don't need to. There's enough online that you'll be able to find it. It'll be fine. And plus, like this is, you know, this is completely like optional. Just do the best you can. If it's too much, don't worry about it. Just fill it. You know, don't worry about it. It's fine.
In the future, does this like setting this up affect it? Like that's something we can consider.
Yeah. So this is what's happening now is the number of stitches that we cast on is basically how wide your knitting is going to be. Okay. And when you want to set it up so all of these little bumps are lined up and going in the same direction, right? Because that's going to help you sort of see the different loops, and it's also going to make sure that things are sort of like lining up as you're knitting. Okay. Otherwise, if they're twisting, your fabric will be twisted and it'll get really confusing and it just will be wrong. So go ahead and take now your cast on stitches and hold it in your left hand. Okay? So you're gonna take your left hand, and you're gonna take the needle in your right hand, and you're going to slip the needle behind your first needle, picking up a stitch. Okay? And you're gonna make vampire cross like this. Okay? So you're gonna take your second needle and you're gonna put it inside your first stitch behind your left needle, right? Okay. Everybody get that far? This is why it's important that you make things not too tight, because you want to be able to pick those up really easily. Okay? Then you're going to take your yarn, which should be behind your two needles, right? It's sort of back here, away from you. And you're going to take that and you're going to put it over your right needle, the one that you just stabbed through your stitch. Okay? And you're holding your vampire cross, and you're going to take your vampire cross and slip it to the front and then pop it off. Okay? So that is your first knit stitch. So we'll do it again. So you're going to stab it, then strangle it, then throw it off the cliff. Okay? I learned this one from last semester. A student taught me that one. Is it? Okay. So stab it. You're picking up your second stitch, okay? And then you're going to strangle it. And then what you're doing is this needle in the back has that yarn wrapped around it. So when you go to switch it to the front, like that, it's pulling the loop through the loop, and then you take off the stitch and transfer it to your other needle. Okay, so I'll do it again. So I'm going to pick up my stitch behind, in the back, right? I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to put it over my back needle. Okay, now the motion is literally switching the back needle to the front. Okay, so it's really, and you're using the tip of your needle to kind of guide it as you slip it around here. So what just happened is I just pulled my yarn through my stitch loop that was cast on, right? And so now I pop that off, and now I have my knitted stitches transferred to my second needle. And then I go to the next one, okay? So when I pick that up, I go around, and then I'm just like pulling the loops through the loops, okay? So one thing too is that after I pull it through and that pops off, I want to go straight to picking up the next stitch. I don't want to pull these tight on here, okay? So don't pull your stitches tight on your right hand needle before picking up your next stitch. Okay, so pick up a stitch. I think that the hardest part is understanding this motion. That's the hardest part. It's really simple, but it looks more complicated than it is. Okay? So this one, this comes up back here, like that. Okay.
I've never learned this stitch.
That's a good sound.
Just make sure that you have 20
Yep.
stitches going.
Exactly.
I almost can't.
Okay, now let that go.
This extra shit.
Now you're going to take this needle and you're going to move it to the front. So you don't want that to be like that. You're going to watch this.
Oh,
So this is
I'm
where
gonna figure out
this
myself.
is start with this is right back. And then you go like this.
For
me to do it.
So,
I learned by
this is where
doing.
you
Yeah.
stick it behind.
Behind it.
It's so the motion, Andres, is really what's important here. Is if you just go like this,
the end of it?
That loop will catch automatically.
And then you
So-
get the thread,
Probably not. I'm still gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, so it's like this.
and then
Watch.
you're gonna
This is
put
motion.
it, like loop it around the one
The one in the back.
That's what you're doing. You just take the needle.
and then that you guide back a little, and then you bring
So does
that
it
loop
do it?
down.
It doesn't, no, it's some sort of magic.
So like,
So this little stitch, yeah, so this goes, wait, hold on, you have to put the yarn. So like that, right? So this goes like that.
bro.
Dude, pull it out, and then you can just reset it again.
Yeah.
It's slipped off. It did slip off.
No, I don't, I have no idea.
So you want to go in. So when you guys are picking up your stitch, you're kind of like doing, so here's my loop, right? Here's my next stitch I'm gonna pick up. You're going in the back and like through it from left to right. I mean from right to left, right to left.
Okay,
You guys see that?
okay.
So this way, and then this is coming from the back, going through the cross, and then switching to the front,
No, it didn't.
and that, right? Help, who needs help? Help, okay. So, here's my first stitch.
Wait, wait, wait.
So, I don't know.
Go under.
It's like a sewing machine. I
Go
don't know.
under.
I mean, like,
Then
at first
wrap
it was
around
so
the thing.
so then I was like, wait.
Right
this is
foot
so
this.
If it feels too tight, if you're having a hard time picking up your stitch, you might want to cast on again, just looser. How are you doing? So make sure that when you're picking up your stitch, that you don't go through the yarn, but through the loop. Okay, because this yarn is twisted, and if you go through it, then
I'm figuring that out right now.
it's gonna be shorter.
Might be easier to
I don't know.
So you want this.
Can you help us?
Oh, yeah.
And this goes here. Now, the motion is going to be like this.
So like I understand like
So,
you put it there.
you know, and it's like you're making a vampire cross,
Help
and
you
then
like around.
when I
So
go
like
like this is the loop already. That I just made. So. See it? Do you want to try it with these? It's a little bit bigger.
She's just like, no, I don't even know.
So go ahead.
No, I don't have it. I don't have it.
There, and then this pops off.
I'm so close.
And don't pull them apart, so when you pull that tight, try not to do that. It's okay if this gets weird and loosey-goosey here, it'll make sense later. But go ahead and pick up that one again. Oops. So that popped off before you needed it. So try to keep it on there. Yep. Now this goes around, before, don't pull it yet, right? Keep them together. And this goes here, and this switches to the front. And that pops off. Yep, and then I go to the next one. But make sure you're grabbing not through the yarn, but through the loop.
Oh wait, so you
And
start
this one goes
further
this
right.
way. This way.
So from
Yep.
that.
And then this,
Yeah. Nice.
and then I slide this on.
Oh, this one.
You want to try with this one? Yes. Get a feel for it?
Go through the loop and not through the yarn. Go through the loop, not through the yarn, please.
Okay, now this goes through here. Now this, you know,
Oh wait.
that.
Like that, it's like I want to see how it works.
You know, sometimes you have to be a little bit more. So
Wait, did you hear it?
So, okay, alright, let me quickly do it one more time, see if we can do it again. That.
I don't know how to explain, just watch me do it, okay? I don't know how to explain it.
Wait, spin it? Like,
Okay, let me.